Yondo.
How's it going, guys? Welcome back. I hope you guys had a good Christmas and a good New Year's. Unfortunately, I haven't been writing. That's one of the reasons I haven't really done any videos with the holidays coming up, and then I got a little bit sick. With that said, I decided to do a quick video of what I use to make some of these videos. It's pretty straightforward. I'm pretty much going to break it down to two parts. I'm going to do the recording / video capture, and then we also have the editing part. So the camera that I use the most is the GoPro Hero 4 with the Evo SS gimbal. The reason I went with the Hero 4 is because it doesn't capture a lot of the gimbal noise. You can look up videos of people having issues with the Hero 5 and above. Since it's waterproof, it picks up a ton of gimbal noise. I actually use the mic over stick over as well on the Hero 4. This little thing's essential. With this little mic over stick over, it almost eliminates all the wind noise. It was like 15-20 bucks, I think, but it comes with a bunch of replacement ones. Like I said, I've had it for, I want to say like a year and a half. I actually bought this case at Harbor Freight. It was like 10 bucks with one of the little coupons. And you pretty much just pluck out the foam and just, fit it to size. So this is how I pretty much just carry it. It's sealed, I can toss it around in the car. I have no issues with it. It's waterproof. I just have the essentials, my gimbal, my GoPro, extra batteries, and extra batteries for the gimbal. These batteries last a really long time. When you actually buy an Evo SS or any like high-end gimbal, it comes with at least 4 batteries. And that's more than enough. I've actually never found myself in a situation where I ran out of gimbal battery. Just a quick little tip when using a GoPro: use the one button function. It's pretty much when you push the record button, it turns on and starts recording immediately, and then you do your quick little downhill. And then once you get to the bottom of the hill, or you think that nothing's gonna happen again, that you don't want to capture, you push it again, it turns off. This little function saves a ton of battery life. It also alleviates the stress of wondering if you're gonna run out of battery or not. This helps out a lot. There's actually 2 ways I recorded before in the past. Is 1080p, 30 frames per second, and I'm actually moved on to 4K, 30 frames per second. The reason I didn't record 4K before is because my computer couldn't handle 4K. And actually later on, I'm gonna explain what I actually use now. And it's really extremely effective and extremely portable. So here, let me show you a closer look of the Evo SS. So this is the Evo SS itself. I've had this for about a year now, year and a half, and I have fallen on it. The only thing I kind of do remember happening is that these little screws itself got loose when I fell really hard. Since the little screws were loose, it had enough play where it would tap and then it would cause like some sort of jitteriness. But after I tightened up those 2 bolts, my gimbal started working smooth again. So that was just pretty much the only little thing, I guess. I've had some really hard falls on it and the gimbal still keeps working, so I'm extremely happy with this. This is actually my second gimbal. I actually had the Tech, I forgot what it's called, but it worked out fine. I actually had it with a session, but what happened with that gimbal is that all of a sudden it started spinning uncontrollably, and then it wound up on the little ribbons and it ripped it off. I did send it in for warranty. They were extremely helpful, but the only downside is that it took about a month and a half to get my gimbal back. The whole process of me sending it out and coming back in. So that's why I decided to go with the US-based gimbal company, because it could take maximum like a week and a half, And that's a big difference from a week and a half to a month and a half. But even though Tech took forever to get my gimbal fixed, they did fix it with no questions asked. So when I bought this, it cost me around $300 new. I've seen a lot on OfferUp and Craigslist for like 100 bucks. So keep an eye out for those. I feel like the Evo SS is the best one to go. And once you own a gimbal, I don't know, it's hard to go back to anything else, I haven't had an experience with the GoPro Hero 7. I've seen a really good footage of it. But for now, I have this. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna continue using it. So that's my GoPro Hero 4 with the Evo SS. So another camera I use is my cell phone. I usually use this for like a quick intro, or sometimes when I want a session, a little quick feature. I use that with a little Manfrotto tripod. I think I bought that tripod with a little cell phone mount for like 20 bucks for both. You pretty much screw that in there. You stop by the little feature or jump, slap that on there. You frame the picture, press record, and you're good to go. This little thing is cool too because it does have little tripod thread, which works with the Evo SS. I can use this as a little grip and stabilize footage as well. And last but not least, I use my DJI Mavic Pro. I usually use this drone for like B-rolls, or when I go to a new trail, One thing to keep in mind, if you start making money on YouTube, I think you need a license for it, because you can get fined for having drone footage and not being an official pilot or whatever it's called. Like I said, I'm not doing these videos for the money. I do this because it's fun, and the mind's a muscle, and I just like to use my mind sometimes and create stuff. But yeah, with that said, DJI does offer something called geofencing, so it won't even let you take off when you're not allowed to take off. So you don't have to worry about a lot of things like that, like, you know, being too close to an airport, because it won't let you take off. There are ways around that, but you can get in like really big trouble for flying in restricted areas. So this is my setup. This is pretty much my mobile setup. I like this because I can just stuff it into my Camelback and then go for a ride, and then, you know, bust it out and start recording. So this is pretty much a bungee strap that I have holding both of them together. I got my remote and my Phantom separate. My remotes in this one, and this is extremely important. This is a quick little like lever holder. The reason this is so important, say you have your drone following you and you wanted to keep following you and you want to put this in your pocket. If you were to put this in your pocket, the levers will move. So the drone follows you, but you can still control the elevation and then the left and right on it. So if this is in your pocket and then the levers to the right, the drone's going to be veering to the right and won't even follow you at all. So having this on prevents that from happening. When you have that on, it's extremely hard for the levers to move. So there's a lot of times where I have this, I stuff it in my pocket, and I just take off, and the drone just follows me. I get to where I'm going, take this off, and then land it manually. So this is really important. It was only like $2 or $3. So having that protects your levers, and it makes it easier for your drone to follow you without you intervening with the little levers. So that's really important. And here's my drone. I record in 4K now, like I said, since I have something that can handle it. For anybody that owns a Mavic, usually it comes with a little dome, and then it has another piece that holds it. I bought this on Amazon, and it's actually the two that are blended in together. It has the little gimbal holder and the cover integrated to itself. So this is really cool. Instead of, you know, fumbling around with two pieces, which is the gimbal holder and the little dome, you just have one. It has little teeth. You line that up, you clip it in, and then the gimbal is being held, and it's not flapping around everywhere. So this is really cool, and that was only a couple bucks as well. It was like maybe like $4 or $5. So those are the three cameras I mainly use. Okay, so now let's move on to the equipment I use to put the camera to myself. I used to use the GoPro chesty mount. This is not even the GoPro one. This is just a generic like Amazon mount. You can't get away with using this. This works really good if you use it the right way. One of the major issues of this design is that the straps are extremely loose and it does bounce up and down. One of the biggest tips you need is to strap across this. This is the way I like to set up my camera. There's also another way that you could flip the little motor in the top, just how Evo recommends it, but I've never had an issue with riding like this. One reason that I like to have it like this is because I could just take it off really quick, and then, you know, if my friend wants to do a crazy jump or whatever, I can just follow him with the gimbal and then just slap it right back on. There's also a little quick setting on this. You could tap it twice and it could actually follow you, tilt up, tilt down. So this is really helpful when you want to, you know, do a quick jump sesh. If your buddy, you know, they jump, you tilt up, catch them in the air, and then you bring it back down. So I wanted to show you that even though this works pretty good for the gimbal, there are some flaws in it if you don't use it without a strap on top. So as you can see, it still has some play in it. What you want to do is either get a backpack or just a regular strap right on top of it. I'm actually going to grab my Camelback now and show you how it works with the strap on top. So the Camelback that I use is the Kudo 12. It has two straps on top and one on the bottom for the waist. And the bottom middle strap I use to hold on to the chesty. And you cinch that down semi-tight. You don't have to go crazy on it. And then just keep the normal strap on top. And then you can see how well that holds it. So like I said, this works extremely good if you use it the right way. But what I've moved on to is the Stuntman. This is by far the better product out of the two, and it's a lot more expensive. This was 30 bucks. This has got to be like $11. Okay, so here's the Stuntman. You know, it goes on there pretty good. It's a lot more stiff, and the base plate's a lot wider, so you do retain a little bit more heat right in the middle of the chest area. And with both chest mounts, in the beginning it feels a little awkward having this whole setup, but after like a couple minutes you can't even tell it's there. So if you want an upgrade from the original GoPro chesty or the Amazon chesty, I suggest going with the Stuntman. Also seen people get the Junior Moto vest and drill a hole through it and just thread the gimbal right on it. Okay, so that's pretty much all the equipment I use to make videos like this. One thing I want to say that I don't always use everything at once. I usually take the drone when I go to some new trails, when I get some good B-roll footage, and I usually take tripods when I know I'm going to try to do a quick feature or something like that. But my go-to setup is pretty much just my strap and this. This is pretty much what I grab and go. You know, say I'm gonna go for a quick ride or I'm gonna go for a quick little trail tutorial. Grab these two things, walk out the door, and I'm gone. The rest of the stuff is pretty much for the B-roll. So in a nutshell, if you want to just start off, get just a quick chesty mount and a stabilized camera, and you're good to go. So this is what I used to use before I heard about LumaFusion. The laptop actually has Sony Vegas. It worked out good. Unfortunately, my laptop wasn't fast enough or strong enough to edit 4K footage, so that became irrelevant. So once LumaFusion came out, I did away with my laptop. I didn't have to worry about carrying that bulky thing around when I wanted to edit videos on the go. I just pretty much just used my cell phone for a little bit. My cell phone worked good. This is actually a 6S Plus. The only reason I moved on from this cell phone to an iPad Pro was just for one reason only, and it's because the iPad Pro can handle 4K footage. And I'm pretty sure if you have the iPhone 7 and above, you can handle 4K footage on your phone. Another thing that held me back on the phone was my memory. I only have 64 gigabytes on this. This is 128. So if I'm editing 1080p, I can use either of these and it works just fine. Ever since I moved on to using 4K, I no longer use my cell phone anymore because this could only work with 1080p. I bought this on Craigslist for like, you want to say like $250 or $300. So some of the accessories I use with the iPad is going to be my Apple Pencil because it helps out with like trimming videos. Another thing that's extremely essential for this is an SD card reader. So this eliminates the use of a computer completely. Before I had to use the memory card to the laptop to the iPad, but this helped me get rid of computer completely. Another thing I like to carry around is some pair of headphones. Headphones definitely help a lot because it helps you fine-tune your audio. When using the speakers on the tablet itself, it's a little harder to adjust the audio levels on it. But my go-to editing headphones are the Audio-Technica AT-HM50s. These sound really, really good. There's a lot of reviews on YouTube about these. These sound crisp and just really, really good headphones. This is basically what I use when it comes down to editing my videos on the go. Okay, so this is a quick demo of how I use the iPad with LumaFusion. LumaFusion actually costs 20 bucks, but it's the best $20 you will ever spend on a mobile app. I haven't found anything better than LumaFusion as far as mobile editing goes. A micro SD card with the adapter to the card reader. Pop it into the iPad. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and pick a video that we want to use. So import completed. It gives you an option whether to delete it from the card or keep it. I usually keep it. Now we're gonna move on to LumaFusion. Go to videos, find the video that we just downloaded. And it's gonna be this one. Actually, it's gonna be this one, I think. Grab that, drag it over. And now you can play it. And then you cut it anywhere you want. Cut a section off. Delete that. If you like, you can turn the volume on the specific track up. Bring it down. You can double click it. You can put some sort of color correction on it. So we just need that. You can also go back to original stuff. So we're back to the original stuff now. Like I said, I have an intro that I made. Put that in the front. And then go straight to the other video button. You can add music too. Like I said, I have some already imported. Put that down. So it has so LumaFusion has 3 video tracks, 1, 2, and 3, and then 3 audio tracks, 1, 2, and 3. So if you, this is actually a video, I can use it as a video, or I can drag it down and just use the audio from that video. So now it's just audio in the background. You can cut the video down. You can add transitions. So it's a really useful app. Cross the solid transition. So now you have a little transition on it. Or if you want to do like a bar swipe. So it's a really powerful app. Once you pretty much got the video down. Let's see, for example, I want to cut this right here. Delete that, and I just want to cross dissolve it. Make sure that's a good ending. There you go. So see, you like the video, you can go ahead and export it straight to the iPad. In this case, I recorded it in 4K, so I'm going to do 4K, 30 frames per second. I usually use the extreme quality. The video is going to export. So once the video is done exporting, it's going to be in your Photos app. You got albums, there's videos, and this is the video I just made on it. So as you can see, the LumaFusion app is really powerful. It's the best app that I've ever used. The app makes it possible for me just to take my iPad and the SD card reader, just stuff it in my backpack, and then, you know, edit on the fly. So like I said, I didn't go into detail how to use LumaFusion because there's tons of videos on it. I feel like it's an extremely powerful editing tool. Okay, so once the video is done, you're going to want to upload it to YouTube. Before you upload a video on YouTube, you want to go into your settings on your YouTube channel. And then you want to scroll down to where it says upload quality. Click on that. By having it on full quality, it ensures that you have the least amount of quality lost on your video. So after you do that, just pretty much get out of there, press the little camera logo, pick the video you want to upload, and then put next, and then put the name on it, the description, you know, stuff like that, and then hit upload, and you're good to go. So yeah, I hope this video helps out anybody. So if you have any questions, go ahead and drop a comment, and I'll try to get to you as soon as I can. But once again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys out on the trails.